Senator Prince Bola Dada, representing the good people of Ogun West Senatorial District on the floor of the Red Chambers, that is the Senate, on Wednesday, 24th April 2019, presented a bill titled Carbon Monoxide Detectors Bill, which seeks to have Nigerians install carbon monoxide detectors in motor vehicles, houses, dwelling places, factories, offices, workshops, among others, in order to eradicate the accidents caused by carbon monoxide in Nigeria. Senator Dada took time out in a lead debate to shed light on the principles of this important bill. Our guest today is distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who represents the good people of Ogun West.
Carbon monoxide is a product of incomplete combustions in combustion systems. Exposure to this danger occurs through either in the gas fireplaces or oil burning furnace or portable generators, charcoal grill, also in motor vehicles from the exhaust pipe of cars. According to a report published by Global Burning Disease in 2015 update, it was stated that 86,353 people died from unintentional poison worldwide in 2015, with 70,004, that represents 90% death, occur in low and middle income countries. However, if the global estimate of the number of international poisons were freely accessible, the poison mortality will be much higher than this. In the United States alone, the studies show that between 1999 and 2010, a total of 5,149 deaths occurred of carbon dioxide poison. I convinced that in Nigeria, we recorded a higher fatality figures of carbon dioxide poison during the period in question. For instance, it was reported in the Daily newspaper, edition 26 September 2018, by a family of 6 in Ibuteke community, Ibuteke local government, area of River State, lost the life of 2 generators. The entire family was wiped out completely. Distinguished colleagues, we cannot fold our arms and do nothing to address the ugly threat to the good health and well-being of Nigerians. Consequently, I choose to sponsor this bill with a view of encouraging Nigerians to use carbon monoxide detector alarm systems in motor vehicles, in homes, in houses, in dwelling places, offices, workshops, or factories, in preservation of life and good health of Nigerians. I'm persuaded that the installation of carbon monoxide detector alarm system in homes, in vehicle and dwelling places, aforementioned, will assist greatly in preventing the death, untimely death associated with these carbon monoxide poisons. As the detector will trigger on the alarm system that makes it possible to know there's a leakage of carbon monoxide. Mr. President, sir, in view of the ongoing and for many other reasons, all my colleagues and civil colleagues to support the second reading of this bill and ensure its passage. This bill has no financial implication whatsoever. Mr. President, sir, and colleagues, I may mention this. In the traffic about a year ago in Lagos, in heavy traffic, a couple suddenly failed to move forward when the traffic light was giving go ahead to go. The 2 couples already collapsed. They inhaled carbon monoxide, and people had to come out and take them out. Unfortunately, they were able to resuscitate the wife. The husband died. I lost my first cousin in Atlanta last year to carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide was leaking through the exhaust pipe. It found its way into the air conditioning systems, and it stayed inside the car. And it was hailing it for a while, and then suddenly he had to park the car, and they found it dead in it. So many houses in Nigeria, we have leakages through generators, but we have detectors or detection systems that can alarm and create awareness. Many families in Nigeria will be saved. I will appeal to colleagues to see the danger of carbon monoxide. It's a silent killer. If people want to commit suicide, what they do is they park their car into garages, wind down their glasses, and on the engine and sleep, and just sleep off and die. That's the way to kill yourself. But we want to prevent that in this country. So I will appreciate if my colleagues can wholeheartedly support this bill and make sure we are preventing untimely death in our country. Thank you very much.
After citing the dangers of carbon monoxide, which is a silent killer by his description in our homes, factories, and hospitals, among others, with the recent fatality figures through the accidents caused by carbon monoxide, during the debate, the distinguished senators considered the merits and demerits of the bill and acknowledged it is a good one that will save lives, but they prevailed on the senator to present it as a motion.
Related deaths. Honestly, even in my local government, we've lost a couple who just wedded, and then they were relaxing in the room and put the generator on. Before morning, they were dead. So I understand where you're coming from. But regrettably, Mr. President, the bill is defective in many ways. One, according to our rules, this bill is supposed to come with financial implication. I've not seen that. Secondly, and most importantly, he had not told us who purchased these detectors. Is it himself, or the government, or individuals? Because so many people in my constituency cannot afford it. I don't know about his own constituency. And you cannot burden the government to provide this to individual homes, offices, and shops. I believe that, by word of advice, this will appropriately come as a motion where we can urge individuals, in view of the danger associated with carbon monoxide, that should, as much as possible, try to put detectors so that it can wake them up in case of carbon monoxide poisoning. So my advice, therefore, is that my friends should withdraw this bill, and come by way of motion, so that we can all contribute and see a way of encouraging our people to avoid this unnecessary situation by providing for themselves, if they can afford it, the detectors which are made the allusion to. So in view of this, I'm not supporting this bill. My suggestion, therefore, is that the bill be withdrawn and let there be a proper motion for us to debate the issue.
Colleagues, my friend Dada, thank you for this concern. But there is a problem here. Having detection in motor cars, in houses, dwelling areas is going to be a problem. It is going to add additional burden to the problem we have in this country. But if we say we limit it to the factories, yeah, it's understandable, and I agree that it should come in a form of motion. Because if it is in factories, carbon monoxide is certainly monitored. Because if you have a fuel, LPF, that you use, and if it has sulfur content, that will lead to production of sulfur dioxide. And that is going to be very harmful to the environment. And of course, the presence of carbon monoxide will trip the filter. And that is why you find a lot of dust, pollution coming out of a cement chimney, if you have a cement industry within that area. So I think I support the idea that it should come in a form of motion. It should be withdrawn because it's not necessary to have all this installed in motor cars and houses. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Senator Dada.
Observations you've made, maybe I will bring it back in terms of motions, or come back another time to there's no financial implications on it. But if you look at general health, in this country these past 2 years, I'm sure if you keep statistics, over 2,000 people have died through carbon poisons. But generators in homes, well, individuals have cars. The new generation of cars in America have carbon monoxide detector inside them. The one just in Nigeria, I'm not sure they have it. But if the government or the authorities can compare individuals to have carbon monoxide installation in their cars, it will save life. The government is to save life. That's purpose. That's purpose. To advise them the danger of carbon monoxide. So, Mr. President, sir, I think if you want to comment on our motion, I think I will repackage it and bring it back to our motions.
Senator Dada is our guest today on Lawmakers Hub. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. The bill is, I feel, an essential bill for this country, for any country. The purpose of governance is to prevent and protect life, and there's no price too great to pay for life. Every day in newspapers, in radio, television, you hear people, family of 10, family of 6, died of poison, carbon monoxide poison. And that is not a good story. When people ignorantly expose themselves to dangerous chemicals or gas and into that, that's a serious business. I think the government has a responsibility to protect life. And that's one of the things that inspire me to make sure that people are aware, educated about the danger of carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is a poison, is a colorless gas. It has no color, it has no odor. So when you invade your premises or your home, you won't know. You just sleep quietly and then you just die. So that's why every day you see people put generator down the balcony, family of 8, you all gas to death. The same happen on the street when your truck, your car is behind a heavy smoking car shooting out waste gas. Before you know it, you can get caught in it and go unconscious and die off. So there's no price too great to pay for life. And the government's first point of call is to make sure that that is done. So that's that.
Okay, so how far?
It's not only in the house. Factories are also inclusive. They will ask more deaths occur in factories at homes. Yes.
Well, so due to these high fatality figures that we've seen over the years, even in Nigeria, of carbon monoxide poisoning, how is the House, the Red Chamber, taking this bill?
To the bill, seriously, no, I haven't debated. People would participate in it, I believe. But end of the day, people find the bill has some financial implications. So as a result, they prefer to come as a motion rather than a bill, which I feel is still okay. I've listened to their complaints, and so I've already prepared a motion now. It has been reversed, so the motion is I'll present next week, as long as the same objectives are achieved to sensitize society about the danger of carbon monoxide poisoning. And they are occurring every day. One should be careful now it doesn't occur to your family before they take it serious. The government must take it serious. They must make sure that regulations are kept, both in homes, in industries, even in motor vehicles on the streets. So that's just the objectives.
After that is done, going forward, what are the objectives? Of course, you mentioned a few. Are there other objectives you want this to achieve through it transitioning to emotion?
Yes, the objective is simple. It's to try as much as possible to make sure we get people along with us to see the danger and the benefit of it. And that's very, very key. The way we design a house, Nigeria also very important now. So we don't make the house so airtight. So we don't use generator in an enclosed environment. It should be an aerated environment where there's a lot of ventilations, So these are all the things that make it impossible to get yourself gas to death. So these are all the areas that people are contributing, and I feel it's a good bill that I should not just let it go under the carpet. I'm happy everybody seems to support it. So by the time we bring about a motion now, I think it will have an easy passage.
Okay, so it's obvious that people liked the bill and supported it.
Well, I thank you very much for their thought, and I feel it's worth looking into seriously. Yes, and that, as I've said, knowledge is the essence of any bill, and safety comes first, especially safety of properties and life. And this bill addresses those two issues. It creates caution and knowledge people to aware that the danger in any kind of chemical gas, so in factories and everywhere. And I'm happy that the bill have a go hearing. By the time we bring back the motion, there will be more support for it. And then we can now be able to be happy that our Nigerians are safe. That's just that's why this is city. People are there in the villages. People just cooking with firewood, and they all collapse. Yes.
You will recall that on the 6th of September 2018, that a family of 6 in Igboche community, Eche local government area of River State, lost their lives to generator fumes, a component of carbon monoxide poisoning. In a categorical statement, distinguished Senator Bolahon Dada stated, "We cannot fold our hands and do nothing to address this ugly threat to the good health and well-being of Nigerians." I know that this bill came up because of your concern for the average Nigerian family who has lost loved ones through this. Now, as a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, sir, what would be your kind word, your soothing words to such families that you're even trying to defend so that there won't be a repeat, of these ugly incidents that had happened in time past where families died? What would be your kind and soothing words to comfort them?
I think my condolences to victims of this kind of unfortunate incident. But we learn lessons from every mistake in our life. People who have fallen victim of gas poisoning, send messages to the authorities to make sure they have responsibility to protect life and properties. And those who have lost their family, we might appeal to them that it will not occur again. The soul of the departed will find a perfect place in paradise and have a solace in God. I'm sure you believe that definitely the authority will take appropriate time, appropriate actions, because now the bill is coming back now as a motion, and being a motion, then definitely it has a more acceptance. And this was a suggestion of the entire House, which was very good. It shows that there's concern for every one of us we are all brother keepers. So we want to make sure we support our people and make sure they are on arm's way. They're not on arm's way. The objectives of being in the National Assembly or a legislator is to protect the populace and make sure the populace have the necessary protection they need. And also education also for ignorance, against ignorance. So I feel that the bill will address this. My point of call as a legislator is to protect my constituencies and my people. And government of Nigeria has duties to make sure the life is more comfortable for Nigerians. They are protected from dangers like this and so on. So that these are the dreams and aspirations of any politician. The politician is motivated by the love for his people. And then that's very key in things we do. Thank you very much. That's